Mount Robson Provincial Park is a very special place. You're passing towering mountains, thunderous waterfalls, and icy cold lakes that are fed by these majestic glaciers. The trail draws thousands of people from across Canada and around the globe.
In late June 2021, we started getting reports from hikers that there was significant flooding happening on the Berg Lake Trail. Myself and another ranger went and investigated and noticed that river levels were rising fairly rapidly. The following morning, there was such significant impacts to the trail that we had to fly everybody out. As we started doing the flights, we could see the impacts from the air. A few kilometers of trail was sucked into the Robson River. We could see fresh movement of debris coming down the mountain. It funneled itself down the trail and sent tidal waves of water that basically destroyed 90% of the infrastructure on the trail. Bridges were dammed and rock covered entire structures that had been there for 30 years. We were so fortunate that nobody was injured overnight. Once we knew we had safely evacuated everybody off the trail, we immediately went into thinking about how we were going to reopen the trail.
We wanted to make sure that the new trail was going to last a long time. The Berg Lake Trail is 25 kilometers long. Probably 3/4 of it was impacted by the flood, and so there was extensive consultation to really make sure that we were covering all of our bases. The project team for this included engineers, a geomorphologist, a geotech, construction managers, and trail specialists.
By nature, BC parks are wild places. To be able to understand the critical components of a project and be able to address them in a meaningful way takes a lot of time.
Right from the get-go, everybody knew this was going to be delivered in phases. Phase 1 included a bunch of planning. The planning work was happening at the same time that we were doing some significant trail upgrades between the trailhead and Kinney Lake. Once that was done, we went on to Phase 2. Phase 2 was completion of Kinney Lake Campground. That phase continued on with trail construction up to the Kinney Flats intersection, and that was the end of Phase 2.
We've always known that the Robson River is a very powerful system, but we're learning that it's also very unpredictable. So in the case that there is a heavy rainfall event, the river may be encouraged to jump out of its original channel and realign itself into a different area within that same wide floodplain. So the river is a very dynamic system here at Mount Robson. Wherever possible, we've tried to either eliminate river crossings or reduce the amount of time that the trail spends within a floodplain. Practically, that means realigning the trail to a location that essentially doesn't need to cross a river wherever possible. Where it's necessary to install a bridge, we have tried our best to find locations where the river is moving less quickly, and so abutments that we have installed have a better chance of survival in the case that there is a heavy rainfall and then a resulting flood.
From Phase 2, we went on to the final phase. There was a significant amount of trail rebuilt. That included trail work up to the Phillips drainage, a short bit of trail constructed below Emperor Hill, and a significant reconstruction of the Hargraves fan.
There's still a chance that the river could divert out of its existing path, but with the information that we've gained and our ability to understand the system better, we'll be able to react more quickly in the future here or elsewhere across the province as well.
For us as park rangers, we're really looking forward to having it open again. It's been hard to not have the trail open, mostly because we get asked every day, when is it going to open? So as much as people are really wanting the trail to open up, us as park rangers are equally as excited to have people back up at Berg Lake.